Hello friends, how are you all today? Welcome again to your own YouTube channel, Ask Your Gynecologist. I'm Dr. Sonal Parihar. I'm really very happy with the kind of response you people are giving me on this channel. I'm sure you're liking the channel. You are actually subscribing. That is why my subscriptions have increased so well in the last 3 months. I'm almost now at the level of 83,000. So thank you very much once again. Now I want to, before we actually come to the video, the actual topic, that is endometriosis part 2, I would like to tell you two new things that I have developed. First of all, the kind of response that I'm getting from you all is enormous. I'm getting almost 40 to 50 questions every day, and I'm like continuously on YouTube and continuously answering the questions, but it's becoming very difficult and very hectic for me. I have a hospital to manage as well. So what I have decided is that every now and then, say maybe once a week or twice a week or maybe 4 times a week, I will go live on YouTube and I will try and answer 10 to 12 questions live on the YouTube. So whenever you get time, please watch all my videos because your question might have been answered in that video. Now I cannot tell you the exact time and the day because it depends when I'm free. It can be morning, afternoon, late evening. So just keep watching all the videos. Whenever you see frequently asked question or your question my answer video, then just listen to that video, watch that video because your question might be there. So if you don't get an answer in written on YouTube, because sometimes when there are so many questions, YouTube doesn't show me all the questions. Most of the questions are hidden. So many times I get complaints, ma'am, you didn't answer my question. So that is not intentional. It is just that I cannot see the question. So what I'm trying to do is trying to answer your questions verbally, because that is much easier rather than typing and then waiting for the response, right? So this is one thing. The second thing that I have started is many patients actually want to get connected with me directly. They do not want to type here. They don't want to consult me directly. Now, giving my personal number is not possible. I have already given you the address of the hospital. So if it's possible for you, you can call up for appointment. This is the landline number of the hospital. You can come to the hospital, visit me, consult me. If you do not want to, or if you're not able to come, then the other way is we have started with a new app. This is the app. If you download it on your mobile or on your laptop, then you can easily connect with me. It will give you, I will give you my PIN number very soon. So this is my PIN number, and once you connect, you will come to know what to do. If you are like not very sure what to do with the app, then you can call my secretary. She will tell you how to go with the app. It's very simple. Once you download, it will just ask you my PIN. Once you add my PIN, then it will give you all the options. You can send your reports, your previous prescriptions, the medicines that you were taking. It's very easy to connect. And if I think that you need a call, then I will call you. Okay, so this is it. So I think it will make life easy for you, for me, both of us, right? So coming to the actual content of this video, that is endometriosis part 2. Now last time we discussed that the main problem with endometriosis is pain. So what exactly a patient can do to reduce the pain that she is suffering from because of endometriosis? Well, there are some lifestyle modifications and dietary modifications that you can do. First of all, you should avoid high fatty food. High fatty food in the form of confectionaries, fast foods, meats, some people are very fond of non-vegetarian food. So just avoid the high fatty food because it will just add too much stress on your intestines, because there is already so much endometriosis inside, and too much load on the intestine will increase the pain. Spicy food, please avoid it because it will increase your pain because of gastritis. Avoid coffee, avoid alcohol, avoid tea. That is caffeine and alcohol, they are not good for health and they are not good for your pain as well. Okay, coming to what you can eat, well, stick to fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, very light diet, non-spicy. Take lots of wheat, take lots of whole grain cereals, then do a little bit of exercise daily, little bit of yoga, walking. All these things we have discussed in how to stay fit and healthy when you are pregnant, or how to stay fit and healthy when you are suffering from PMS. So all these kind of things are like kind of overlapping with each other, because these are the same things, lifestyle changes which you need to do to get a better response when you're suffering from some disease, right? Now there are 2 supplements which you should add in your diet. One is soya protein. Soya protein is very helpful to fight endometriosis. Now it is available in the market in the form of milk. Now that is already prepared milk. It is an artificial kind of soya protein. It does not contain more than 25 to 30% of soya protein. So if you want to like have full soya protein, you want to take the full benefit of soya protein, then you should buy those white ball type white legumes which are actually soya seeds, and you can bring them, you can soak them, you can make a vegetable out of it, or you can go on the YouTube and watch how you actually make soya milk. So I'm sure it must be very easy. Just crush them and you have to soak them in milk or whatever. So this is what I wanted to tell you, that soya protein is very important for endometriosis. The second supplement that you should take is omega-3 fatty acid. Now in thyroid patients also, in the video in which we discussed about thyroid, I have told you that omega-3 fatty acid helps in fighting thyroid as well. So this particular link of how to purchase and which one to purchase, omega-3 fatty acid and primrose, evening primrose oil, both these things are given in my description of the video. When you click on the title and the description, there will be many links like chia seeds, like omega-3 fatty acids, like evening primrose oil. So you can go through these, and omega-3 fatty acid and primrose oil is good for you if you are suffering from endometriosis, right? Then comes to certain things which you can do when you are really having very bad pain. Well, you can ask somebody to massage your pelvic muscles, because these are the particular muscles which get tensed and you get the crampy pain, but the person who is massaging should know how to do it, right? Secondly, you can use some hot fomentation in the form of hot water bottle or some cloth which is like heated, and you can just put it on your tummies just to get some relief from pain, right? Now coming to the medications that the doctor, or a treatment that the doctor would advise you. Well, the doctor can advise you either medicines or surgery. Coming to medicines, there will be two types of medicines. One will be a painkiller, a simple painkiller, because you're suffering from a lot of pain. That is the main reason why you have come to the doctor. The second type of medicine will be a hormone, because endometriosis is a hormonal problem. Coming to the painkillers, now painkillers can be in the form of Brufen, or it can be in the form of either ibuprofen or NSAIDs, right? These are the two particular analgesics which we normally give to patients who are suffering from endometriosis, because they reduce inflammation which is caused inside because of the growth of the tissue. Second is the hormone. Now, because endometriosis grows because of estrogen hormone inside you, we try to give you hormones which will subside your internal cycle, the internal hormones. So first of all, the latest drug available in the market is Dynogest. It is a kind of progestin which is to be taken daily. It can be given for 3 to 6 months, and its work is, it basically reduces the estrogen that is getting produced inside your body, and so it slows down the process of growth of endometriosis, right? Second is the OCPs, that is the 21 days pills. The 21 days pills have been like they are given for regularizing the menstrual cycle, for fighting the pain, because it makes your cycles anovulatory, and it also reduces the internal cycle, that is the internal production of estrogen and progesterone, because we are giving hormones externally. So this is how it fights pain, right? Now the third will be a GnRH injection. GnRH is a hormone which is normally secreted from the brain, the pituitary. So what we are trying to do is, we are giving external GnRH so that this entire cycle is shut down. The cycle which starts from the brain and then comes to the ovary and then to the uterus, that is shut down. So you kind of become amenorrheic, that means you do not menstruate for say 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, depending how much dose of GnRH has been given. There are two types of injections available. One acts only for 1 month and one acts for 3 months. So depending upon the severity of your disease and your doctor's choice, you will get that injection, right? So these are the medications that a doctor can advise you. Coming to the surgery, as we discussed in the last video, now there are two kinds of surgery. One is conservative surgery, in which we do not remove anything, because when the doctor operates, we go in with the laparoscope, which we discuss, a keyhole surgery. We actually look at the pelvis, how bad it is, right? Now if you are a patient of infertility, you want to conceive, so obviously we have to make your fallopian tubes devoid of all the adhesions. If it is kind of stuck somewhere, we try to open that. We try to open the fallopian tube. We try to reduce the ovarian cysts, the chocolate cysts that you have developed in the ovary, so that your ovary starts producing hormones and becomes functional again. Now if you have already like crossed the fertility age, you do not want any more children, but you're still suffering from a lot of pain, then we can be a slightly more we can be slightly more elaborate in our surgery. Instead of just doing adhesiolysis, that is removing the adhesions and separating the structures, we can actually remove a few things like some ovary or some tube if it is required, if it is badly adherent. Then coming to the main surgery, that is the last option, removing the uterus and the ovary and the tubes. This is the last option, which is in which the endometriosis is so bad, patient is not getting any relief from any medications or any kind of conservative surgery, then we go for this kind of surgery, right? So these are the options that your doctor can offer, and these are the options in the medicines and the lifestyle changes I've discussed. So guys, I think this is all you need to know about endometriosis. The patients who are already suffering from endometriosis would actually understand what I'm talking, and the others must have researched by now, and I'm sure they must have actually gained a lot of knowledge from this video. So please inbox me if you need any more knowledge about endometriosis, and as I told you, I'll be selecting 10 to 12 questions almost every 2 to 3 days or maybe every day, and I'll be answering them on the live video, right? So do subscribe to my channel, do share my videos, and please keep waiting for my new video, and take care till then. Bye bye.